a comparison video on two brushes, these two right here. This is the Nars ITA Brush. I've talked about it a few times. I really like this for contouring, but it is at a high price point at $55. So recently, maybe like a month ago, I guess not that recently, but about a month ago, I picked up this brush along with a couple others. These are from Zoeva. I'm not sure if I'm pronouncing that correctly. This is the name right here. This is the Luxe Face Paint Brush. It's 109. It is also a great contouring brush. So I've been using this off and on for quite some time, and I wanted to do this video. Basically, is this a dupe to the Nars ITA Brush at a cheaper cost? Now, these brushes from Zoeva are really great quality. I picked up 3 total, but they do come from Europe, so they do have high shipping prices. I bought 3 brushes and my shipping was like $11, but still in the end, I ended up paying less for this brush than I did for the Nars ITA Brush. So basically this video is going to be, is this a dupe video for the Nars ITA Brush? I'm just going to talk a little bit about each brush, but first I did want to mention I don't have any blush or bronzer on because I wanted to give you a little demo of me using each brush on each side of my face. So first I'll talk about the Nars ITA Brush. This was redesigned. I guess something about the stitching or something right here, the way they stitched it on, I don't even know. But this is now $55. Before it used to be I think $39 or $40, and now it's $55. So that's a really high price for this brush. It's flat and it has like this really weird kind of handle. It has the typical Nars packaging, so it does get pretty dirty and shows fingerprints. So it is kind of a squared off brush. These are not the softest bristles in the world. I have brushes that are much softer than these. It's not bad, it's just not the softest. Now, I generally don't care for these kind of dark bristles that often because they are generally like goat hair or some type of real hair that ends up having some breakage and shedding. So I had not experienced shedding or anything with this brush up until the last time I washed it. I think I washed it like a couple days ago, and I did have a little bit of shedding and some breakage. So I kind of had a feeling that was going to happen with this brush just because of the bristles. These dark type of bristles are generally real hair that tend to shed and break. So I've always been kind of worried about that with this brush because at $55 I would hope that it would not shed and break, but I kind of knew that it would eventually. So overall, I've been really loving this brush. I'm not really a fan of the handle too much. I wish it had like more of a standard handle like this one. I don't know. It's okay, but it's not my favorite handle for the brush. So overall, I do like it, but I think the price point is high. Oh, and the other one thing I wanted to mention is because of the way that it's stitched together right here, I always fear that from washing it, all the water is going to get in there and it's going to kind of separate, or it's just going to damage the brush. So I don't really like the handle because of that either. I just feel like the water seeps all up into this area when you wash it. So now let's talk about the Zoeva brush. This is the Luxe Face Paint Brush again. I really love this brush. It is extremely soft. It is much softer than the Nars ITA Brush. The Nars brush is just slightly bigger in shape. And when I first got this one, I would go, oh, you know, it's a little bit smaller. I'm not sure if it's going to work as well for contouring, but it actually does work really, really well for contouring. I really like it. It's just so much softer. It feels so good against the skin. I don't remember if these are real hairs or not. I will look at the website and then I will insert it down here below. I think I might have heard somebody say that they use synthetic and real hair, but I'm not 100% sure. So I really love the handle on this one much better than on the Nars ITA Brush. This is just easier to grip, easier to use. I just like the handle much better. So far, I have not had any shedding or breakage on this brush. I've had it for about a month. I've washed it probably 4 times and I had no problems with it so far. So these bristles are not the same as like these white bristles from another brush I have. Sometimes these white bristles do tend to have breakage and shed as well as the dark bristles because these are usually real hair as well. But these here on this brush are so much softer than these. So I don't think this is going to break or shed at all. I haven't had any problems so far. I think this brush might have been $18 When you go onto the website, you have to select like if you want German, Italian, or English. And the prices for these are actually in euros. So at the end, when you're gonna make your purchase, it will convert it for you. I think you lose like 30 cents to the dollar when you do the conversion. So you definitely are gonna pay more American dollars for this than you are in euros. But the price of this is still cheaper than the Nars ITA Brush, because I think this was $18 US dollars when it was converted. And then I paid $11 shipping, but for all 3 brushes that I purchased, and it was still cheaper than the Nars ITA Brush. So just keep that in mind as well. Now, I did pick up 2 other brushes. I didn't want to mention them in this video because this video is specifically comparing these 2. But if you guys would like a review on all the brushes that I picked up from Zoeva, or I'm planning to make a purchase of more of these brushes, once I do that, let me know if you guys want a full-on review of these, because I would love to do that for you. But I do plan on picking up some more brushes from this line because I really do like the quality. So I'm going to contour each side of my face with each brush. For this, I'm going to use my Milani Baked Bronzer. This one is new. These are limited edition. It comes in 2 shades. And this is the lightest shade. This one is in Sunset. And I'm also going to review this in a separate video, so that's why I'm going to use it for contouring today. So first I'm going to start with the Nars ITA Brush on this side of my face. I have like naturally like a natural contour, if you can see that. I don't have any product on right there, but I just have natural kind of hollowed cheeks right here. So you want to start from the top of the ear and work your way down. And I really love this bronzer because it is light, so it's really suitable for people with really fair to light skin tones. So when I'm working this against my face like this, it does feel soft, it doesn't feel pokey, but when I start working it this way, sometimes I do feel like it is a little pokey, but if you use a really light hand, then it's fine. So I just take the brush and just work it around the face for contouring. And then sometimes if I want to feather this out here so it's not so harsh, I just work the brush kind of up and down like this. So as you can see, it gives a really nice crisp contour, which I love. So I'm just going to use this along the sides of my nose and on my jawline. Alright, so that is the Nars ITA Brush. Alright, so now I'm going to use the Zoeva brush on this side of my face using the same bronzer, obviously. So this brush is actually much softer on the skin than the Nars ITA Brush. I just really love this one. It's extremely, extremely soft. Doesn't feel pokey at all. And I just feel like it's easier to blend out the product. I feel like it doesn't take as much work. Even though it's slightly smaller, it's still really easy to achieve that nice contour. And again, I like to feather out the contour right here so that it doesn't look so harsh. See, if you look at my face, I don't know if you're going to be able to tell on camera, I feel like this side is blended out better than this side. This side looks a little bit patchy. I don't know if you can tell or not, but I just feel like this one is so much easier to blend out the product. So I'm just going to go down the sides of my nose. And I'm going to put a little right here. So I applied my blush and my highlighter. I will just let you know which blush I use because sometimes I do get a lot of questions, and if I don't upload this right away, I forget what I use. But I use the Becca Mineral Blush. Comes in this packaging. This is the one in Sweetpea, and it's just a really pretty warm toned blush. I love this blush a lot. It's such a pretty color. Really great for summertime to warm up your face. So that is what I have on my cheeks. So the highlighter I used is from Essence. This was limited edition. It was like part of the Twilight Breaking Dawn Part 2 collection that they had. But this is such a gorgeous highlight. It's so subtle, and I mean, this is really inexpensive. I think this thing was like $3 or something like that, and it's huge, and you get a lot of product, and it's a really subtle kind of golden highlight. So that's what I have on. Just wanted to tell you guys because a lot of people ask, and if I don't get this up right away, I will forget what I wore. Okay, so my final thoughts on these two brushes is the Zoeva brush, a dupe for the Nars ITA brush. I think it exceeds the Nars ITA brush. I just love the bristles so much better. They're so much softer. I haven't had any problems with shedding or breakage. It just feels really soft against the skin. It doesn't feel pokey at all. Sometimes the Nars ITA brush can feel pokey against my skin, so I don't love that. I don't like the type of bristles that it has because it does have some shedding and breakage that I've experienced more recently. And I don't really like the handle of the Nars ITA brush. I love this handle so much more. It's just easier to work with. So overall, I definitely think the Zoeva brush is so much better than the Nars ITA brush, and it's at a cheaper price point, even though this one does come from Europe, and I think it's 18. Again, I will list it down below in the description box, but I think it's 18, and then you do have to pay, you know, quite a bit for shipping. But even if you paid like 11 for shipping just for this one brush, and then 18 for the brush, what is that, 30? That's $29. That's still a lot cheaper than $55 for the Nars ITA brush. So definitely, if you guys can, go pick you up this brush right here. It is amazing for contouring. I absolutely love it. I wish that I would have kept the box for the Nars ITA brush because I would go return this right now in a heartbeat. $55, I want my $55 back for this brush. So this is definitely a much better brush. Oh, I forgot to compare them like this for you. So as you can see, the Nars ITA brush is a little bit bigger and longer in length. But this one is fluffy enough and so soft. It really does just buff the powder or the bronzer into your skin so nicely. I think it blends so much better than the Nars ITA brush. So that is it for my review. If you guys have any questions, please leave them down below. I will answer you as soon as I can. And I hope this video was helpful. Now I know that Morphe has a contour brush kind of like these, and I almost purchased that one, but to me the bristles look a little bit stiff, and for me I don't want a contour brush that has really stiff bristles. I want something that's kind of fluffy, where they kind of are flexible and really blend the product nicely into your skin. I don't want like such a sharp line that I can't blend it out. I want to use the same blush for contouring and blending it out. So anyways, that is it. Thank you so much for watching, and I hope you guys have a wonderful day. Bye!